Welcome back here to FACEIT TV. We are going to be going live with the last map of the night, sadly. It is going to be, of course, Cloud9 versus CLG. Back on Mirage again. This is the ECS Season 2, and I'm Hugo here with Tom. And what are your predictions for the final map, if I should even ask that?
Probably going to go with Cloud9 again. I think after such a good performance in the last one, coming back from being 5-1 down to win a half, I think, what was it, 9-6 or something like that? Just basically moving on to the CT side and just doing very, very well overall. I don't think there's really much to really say. And if autimatic's on point, it's very difficult to see anybody that can stand up to him on the other side. I think Koosta had his moments, but again, a lot of the frags he was finding was sort of after the round was already lost or just in positions where they should have been winning them. I think we saw multiple times where it was like, okay, they're in an advantage. They've got the site to themselves. Okay, they've now lost 3. Like Shroud spraying down, I think it was 2 and then a third player just afterwards. Like rounds that really shouldn't be going the other way. And maybe if they can rectify that, like we saw it in the last matchup, it was like, oh, LG rectified things against NRG. The only problem is, I think Cloud9 are just a different level of class. It's not like, okay, LG, NRG, we're sort of talking, okay, they're pretty close. Like we could see either of them taking a map. This is sort of one of those positions where you're like, okay, Cloud9, I'd say they're the best team in NA. I think you've got Optic, who are like on fire at the moment. They've got some very good players. But I think Cloud9, obviously winning a tournament, that always takes them to the top. But CLG are just nowhere near that sort of position at the moment. Although in the league, they haven't done too badly. I think they are, up until this point, they still had a chance to qualify. I think Cloud9 will probably cement the fact that they don't.
Yeah, that's looking very, very likely here. And we're going... What a way to kick off a map, Stewie. With the Deagle on the pistol round, as you usually do here. Going to be getting the first entry. That's Hazed falling.
Ethan,
aggressive position from Subroza, though. He's forced up deep into the apartment. He's going to be able to find nothing, actually. Ethan on the site on A. He's going to be able to at least a nice Stewie with the Deagle. But meanwhile, it's all a fake because the B push is coming in the way of Cloud9. They do lose some players here, but the Shroud finally going to alleviate that pressure. Takes down Subroza, and now it's into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, it is going to come down to this retake. There's no kit on board for this CT side at the moment. Cutler is going to be looking to push back in. He's the first point of contact. Already we're going to see 2 players lost, leaving it just down to Koosta as the flank. Finds the first, looking for a little bit more, but can't see either of the players. They're both going to hide. Just wait for him, bait him out, and basically make him do everything. Okay, nothing. A little bit of an overpeak there. The bomb is starting to tick away. It's just going to start defusing. Shroud pushing in, and Koosta actually manages to connect. Does he have enough time to defuse the bomb?
Oh, so close. He's just got enough time. That is going to be
about.
Only just, though. You could almost hear that bomb going off. CLG going to pick up the pistol round. Nice stuff from them.
Why did nothing peak?
That's a question we always ask.
Why?
And ACS. No, it's just the confidence. That's after winning the first match. I mean, that explains the deal here. You do actually, as I say that, we have seen a lot of players actually picking it up sometimes, especially
Kirby, Nico. There's a few.
Scream, Shoxy sometimes.
It's just range. Right? There aren't many pistols that actually have good range over on that T side. I would say it's, if you ever see it on the CT side, that's just wrong. Like, there's literally no reason to do it whatsoever. So if you ever see a player do that, whether it's in your matchmaking game, just tell them they are wrong. But on the T side, I could definitely understand it, like just theoretically, because of the point that the Glock is terrible range. Anything else, it's not really going to be much of an improvement.
And the YOLO buy as well. But Cloud9, they are going to be feeding the bomb out on this A site. CLG completely playing for a retake, and a bit too early rotation there, but nonetheless, it's not going to be too much of an issue. We won't imagine Cloud9 will be picking up this round, but all they really needed there was the bomb.
The second bomb plant, yeah.
Because, again, the thing is, you typically see players invest like 1,500 into a buy, and then they get the bomb plant. It's like, they did okay, they got the bomb down, but that doesn't rectify the money that they spent in that round, whereas it definitely does for this. They didn't invest more than $300 each, so that is a perfect amount of money to add on to your bank as well. So Cloud9 going to have a good amount for this next buy as well, and now we're going to see the full buy from both teams. The issue is CLG not losing a player. Now they've got to make that decision. Do we want to invest and buy rifles to replace these MP9s, or do we want to keep them into the next round and take that risk?
Well, yeah, that's sort of the way you look at it is, okay, yes, a second bomb plant goes down, but at the same time, CLG don't lose anyone. So it kind of works both ways. Money has been made on either side. They are going to keep the SMGs. Now, this is a little bit of a risk. Skadoodle going to go for the glass cannon AWP, which, well, risk in itself, but at the same time, wouldn't want to see him with any other gun in his hands, looking for these picks on the T side. And of course, that was one of the main things that started them going. At the 5-1 down, he brings up that AWP, and that's the first round they actually win with the pick coming out from him.
Yeah, very important, but Cloud9 setting up towards middle again this time. They do, I say again because I'm thinking of the previous map, but...
For the first time.
Yeah, for the first time this map. They will be pushing players out of underpass. Very typical setup here. It's going to be Stewie instead of autimatic as per usual. And just trying to take some make control. They have short up as well. And the bomb actually making its way back into the B apartment. So it's looking like a bit of a short split into B. But the thing is, they only have one player up on short, which is dangerous. autimatic, though. Oh, he jumps! Koosta catches him. That's a headshot. And now CLG taking the man advantage straight off the bat here. We see no return, no rebuttal here from Cloud9. And they're rotating their players back towards A, despite having this bomb outside of B. So I'm not too sure what they're trying to accomplish with this, with two players hitting A, but maybe just trying to force a rotation. However, this MP9 close range is going to be perfect. Nothing jumps. Obviously, the wrong button on his mouse wheel there. And Ethan's going to take him down. And the two-man deficit here for Cloud9.
Stewie, though, will catch out one. Decent positioning, but it's a quick trade. And again, looking like the start may just be going the way of CLG. This buy not working out so far. 35 seconds left on the clock. It's Shroud and Skadoodle. They have mid control, but control of absolutely nothing else. And well, now they just have to try and push into the three-man crossfire. Nice shot from Skadoodle, though. Straight through the box. Brings it down to two and just one man in this crossfire. Only Ethan left, and Shroud, maybe if he can isolate one of these players, there's a chance he can get a plant. That's a nice little flash, but he is just baiting out time at the moment. Ethan, he doesn't need to go for anything at this point in time. Just bait out the time and even finishes off Shroud in the end. Great play from him. Nice round from CLG, and that will be the 3-0 start.
Really clever from Ethan. I'm so happy to see that. He's not just committing to a fight. He's not peaky. He's not doing anything silly. He's just waiting for his teammate to rotate in, just baiting, throwing out all these flashes, just trying to force Shroud to either push up or push up towards him or go for this bomb plant, and they can just pay for the retake. Good stuff indeed. It's going to secure CLG 3 rounds on the board, and the buy as well working out for them as Cloud9 now go into their eco, especially after not getting that bomb down. Their money is going to be quite limited. They're still able to invest a fair bit because they know the loss bonus is going to be favouring them, but by and large this will just be a bit of a pistol round going in their way. So let's see if they can make it work. Ethan going to be denying the first one. Bit of a spray on towards Tetris as well. Cloud9 just pushing up heavily. However, these weapons are going to be favouring CLG, although autimatic making the Tech 9 work, going to deny hazed. And you can already see the retake is on. It's going to be going very well for Cutler. 2 smoke shots, nothing trades, but by and large I'm not too hopeful for Cloud9 in this position.
However, a lot of kills going back the other way. Koosta is now the last man left alive. Nothing has gone big. Skadoodle's found another, but he's going to walk into the flames, leaving just nothing left. He's got a decent position on this bomb, but it's going to be the bait by the looks of things. Koosta just throwing nades out now, goes straight for this ninja defuse. Nothing. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to stop this one. The bomb going to be taking. Koosta does the work, and a great effort from Cloud9, but once again, the round goes to CLG. Doesn't manage to retrieve his AWP. But how did that get that close? That's a real question.
Phenomenal round as well for nothing to be able to actually get those kills and allow the bomb to be planted there for the Cloud9 side. So really, really impactful, but still, it's just going to slip out of their grasp there with CLG.
So much money on their side as well.
Exactly. So their buy isn't going to be limited by any means. So full rifles, AWP up on Skadoodle, and the nades as well. So they're going for the full Monty here as they start to push up in towards middle. We have an A split coming out, very standard stuff through connector. It's going to be Stewie trying to lead this charge. Koosta's holding it off with the AWP, but he's scoped in. Stewie is going to be able to peek around this corner. autimatic exposing an arm. He's going to have to back off, though. Koosta finds that first, follows up as well. Nothing's not holding the right angle. And while Stewie may push in, he has hazed to support. Koosta's going to go and stay alive as hazed. Going to be able to get that kill back onto the rotation player in through the connector. And now Cloud9 are just limited to 2 people left. Skadoodle could catch out the AWPer, but that's actually hazed going for the fight where Shroud will dominate. Koosta peeking out again, but Skadoodle, he's got a lot to deal with here. The bomb will be going down on the site to at least guarantee that money for the next round.
Yeah, should confirm their buy for the next, but now it's all down to the AWP of Skadoodle. He's got 3 players to find, expecting people to come from this CT position, but they're all coming in the other direction. Looks for the first, misses the shot. Going to be able to fall back, has a decent position on the bomb. The problem is they're all coming in that direction. Nades thrown out, missing shots. Koosta gets close, finds one with a no-scope, but that will be the round going the way of the CT side. 5-0. A similar scenario to before. I'm pretty sure, okay, so every round except one, Cloud9 have got the bomb now. And that one was the round with their first buy.
Well, after these replays, we can have a look at the scoreboard and have a see. I think you are right, though. That does seem to be true. If we can just see the scoreboard. Yep, that is right. Wow, that's pretty phenomenal stuff. You typically see not that many bomb plants, especially on rounds lost as well. You'd like to probably see some rounds from Cloud9 to pick up. But take into account, CLG went 5-1 in the first map and eventually lost it. So.
But they didn't start with a kill going into this round. So. No. It was Skadoodle actually opened things up with his AWP that started off the first round, or the second round, I should say, that Cloud9 actually won. So already a decent start, looking to maybe get to 6, but it's still got 4 more deadly players to find.
That seems to be the case. Skadoodle's posted up with the AWP, but then again, so is koosta. The flash could blind him though, or if they smoke him off, that could be good. Oh, the flash just getting him down. Skadoodle's going to take the shot. Nice work there from Cloud9 to at least synchronize in that take, but it is going to be CLG having to hold on to the site. It's Cloud9. They push very aggressively in. You can already see the bomb's going to be making its way to the site. They're all in the open though, and without a jungle smoke, this is dangerous. So CLG are sending 2 of their players towards the CT spawn. The other ones are yet to rotate. We have a short hold from Cutler with the AWP, and finally the full rotation comes in as the bomb going to be planted. Cloud9 just holding on to this one again. Not much utility. Oh, the wallbang though. Ethan, that's going to be nothing dropped. autimatic, he still has a Molotov and a flashbang to work with, but Shroud, he's going to go down, meaning a lot of pressure is on him. He can't afford to bring out these nades. He has to take these aim battles right now because Cloud9, they're falling to their knees. Skadoodle follows up with a wallbang and a kill, takes 2 as well, turns back on the site, but the damage is going to come through. He's down to 11 HP, and Subroza just waiting for the angle, takes it and the kill, but now look at this.
Oh,
He
no.
can stick the defuse. autimatic is nowhere near to be found. He has to hurry up and get onto the site. The Molotov burning. He gets it in just a millisecond, and Cloud9, they pick up their first round on the board, much as in the previous map. That's a 5-1, finally rejuvenated there by the T side.
A nice round from Skadoodle as well. He's the big hitter in this one. Almost managing to do it alone, but he needed a little bit of support, and the Molotov of autimatic was just about enough. It was so very close, literally a second away, and he would have had that defuse. But either way, we're back into this round. It is going to be a skimp of a buy coming in for CLG. They want to break this economy straight back, and it's Skadoodle to start once again. Shroud with the second, and already looking like a very easy round coming in for Cloud9, as there's only 3 players left, and only one of them with a weapon. And even that's an SMG.
Yeah, are we going to see a deja vu of the previous map? Because right now it is looking like it indeed. Bomb going to be thrown towards the site. They haven't exactly picked it up just yet, but the pressure's not on them because you can already see CLG aren't even committing to this retake. They're just holding off for the time being. Maybe wait for exits. There's not a whole lot you can do when you have 2 tagged up players and an SMG to retake this B site, especially with such aggressive host bars here from Stewie. He's going to be able to catch out both. Look at the reaction though. The flick back onto the head of Ethan. Just amazing mechanical play. It's going to all be on koosta now. He has to back off. No real reason to save, but he has 9 bullets, so he can't exactly go for anything here. So it's going to be another round for Cloud9.
Yeah, sort of waiting to see if anybody goes aggressive. Does have to be careful because there is a player going aggressive over towards Connector. And that is autimatic. But in fact, he's just going to fall away. Keep his CZ into the next round now. They did actually force into this one, so whether or not they'll have anything to play with into the next is a question that we will have answered relatively soon. koosta in a decent spot, but in fact it's nothing with the jumping pistol to finish off that kill. So 2 rounds in a row. The money for CLG, well, it's not in a good state. At least koosta can maybe get a pistol and actually have an AWP going into the next round, so that's something for them. But Cloud9 already looking to get themselves back to 3, have a little bit of extra money as well. If they can keep this one clean, then they'll pretty much have themselves a secured extra buy for when they finally lose a round. Oh, okay.
Cool. That's a balanced gun right there.
Floaty sticker is back.
Yeah, that is exactly what you call a balanced gun. Nice work from koosta towards middle. Going to be picking off the first player here.
Oh, no.
And now look at this. The pistols are going to start to work out here. Hayes going to follow up, but autimatic, that's how you do it. 3 kills, all spraying down. And now the round going back in the favour of Cloud9 here to pick up.
Is that one way?
Good.
I think it is.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I think you can see through the edge there, but yep, autimatic cleaning. Although, as I say that, Ethan coming back in with the kill of his own. However, with the lack of armor, he's probably just going to go for the save here. I don't really think he'll go for it. Okay, Skadoodle gets caught in the open. Now it's all on Shroud.
Well, mentioned a clean round. Definitely not happening, and it may even go the other way. Cutler's managed to find an AWP. They're going to be pushing towards Shroud. He's going to miss the shots initially, but he will get both kills. Saves the round for Cloud9, but that was hugely costly and just an eco.
Indeed. Still, Cloud9, yeah, Cloud9 picking it up. That's the safe thing at least. It almost got scary. It almost got scary. I'll give that to you, but regardless, and Skadoodle getting caught out in the open. I'm not sure what he was doing, to be honest, but at least it was caught in the end by Cloud9 to pick that one up. But Shroud just running out into middle with a Molotov, why not? koosta's going to be able to pick up the first for CLG, rotates back in towards B, already with a triple stack on that site, but Cutler's pushed up into the ladder room as well to try and hold on to mid, which is going to be fine. But Cloud9, they're hitting towards the opposite side of the map. Ethan, he typically played this in the first map. Can he make it work in the second? He finds himself the first. Oh, look at the reaction, though. He turns back onto nothing, gets a second kill, but Cloud9 continue to flash. Will finally make their play onto him. Stewie gets him, but hazed is going to be able to refrag things back out. Grabs himself a gun. Skadoodle pushed up, but koosta drops him. And that will be the round for CLG, coming back in with a win. And it will be a 6-3 scoreline. What a round there for Ethan.
Yeah, really nice stuff as well. Boosted just off the box so that he can actually stay in that position without being Molotov'd out. And that just basically makes things nice and easy for his team, cleaning up towards the end. koosta with a double as well. And once again, he's starting off strong. Either way, it will be a buy coming back in. Nothing is going to be the one to take the skimp onto the Tech9. The rest of the team will at least have rifles to play with. autimatic without any head armor. We'll have to be a little bit careful, but at the same time, with 2 AKs on the other side, the likelihood is he's going to be hit in the head and die anyway.
Yeah, that's very likely, but we are just going to see Cloud9 aggress up towards mid. They have ramp control, B-apps control. This is a very typical default here. Obviously, it means you can basically just split into whichever side you really want to late round. The issue is the bomb down in apps gives a bit of an inkling that they're going to be hitting B. The thing is, though, Cloud9 don't have any control or picks to suggest that they want to go towards that site. However, that may just be a decision for the time being. They're Molotoving out towards short, allowing one player to push up. That is going to be autimatic. He gets caught out, though, again by Cutler. Not working out in his favour. Ethan follows up, and Sui split into the A side. But koosta with orb shot just stabilising there after the jump to take him down. There's nothing left with the Tech9 to try and make something work, but one by one, Cloud9 are going to fall to their knees. It's all on Shroud now to rotate back in, but there's not been a single trade the whole round.
This round it's gone from Cloud9 to Shroud9. He's the last player left alive, and he's got to try and make a play. Manages to find one. hazed is going to be just around the box, and Ethan's ready to pounce as well. Looking for a bomb plant, nothing to be found, and that will be 7-3 CLG. Well, they've got one better already than the last time, but looking to get a little bit more. Yeah,
this is going well for them indeed. It's like the LG-NRG match that we had earlier, obviously, the first map. Bit of a, not a stomp, but a significant increase, at least in
well, it was a 12-3 T half of train. Yeah, that's not a stomp.
No, the NRG...
oh, no, yeah, no.
It was
okay,
16-9 on the first map of Dust 2, and then LG brought back 16-14 on the second map. So this seems to be a very similar basis in terms of CLG actually kicking it into overdrive and working out their mistakes, especially with being in the same map as well, so they can kind of work out what went wrong. And Subroza, nothing's going wrong for him because he's just killing everyone. 4 kills already. Going to go for the 5th as well. Pistol going to be out. Stewie walking into it. And Subroza finishes off with a headshot. So CLG, yeah, only anti-ego, but still nice stuff.
Yeah, nice though. Ace, he'll double his frags in that round and be able to get to 8-3, so keeping things clean as well. That's the most important thing for this CT side. The money looking pretty good on everybody, except for maybe hazed, but even he should be fine going into the next couple of rounds. It will be Cloud9 back with a bye. I'm really looking to see who can step up. We've seen a couple of rounds from autimatic, but not anything too crazy. And, well, he's going to be jumping up. Takes a bit of damage from the Molotov. Getting a little bit scripted. He's been doing that quite a few times. They will, however, be enabled to get mid-control. But look at the position of the CT side. 4 players on A at the moment.
Yeah, this is pretty massive. I think it's just more of a factor that Cloud9 has been hitting A. Okay.
He gets a kill there.
Yeah. Cloud9 have been hitting A so many times that they want to try and switch up the pace and go for this 4 stack. But it doesn't matter because they've got 1 player on B and he's doing all the work. Subroza 2 kills. autimatic eventually will trade as the flashes go in from his team, but still, the damage has been done. However, Cloud9 have realised this. They are going to hit this B site after finding that original pick, and now they are going to be getting the bomb down as well. So post-plant coming in, but CLG do have the man advantage for the retake, so they are going to be slightly favoured in this one. However, there's still a fair bit of utility left for Cloud9 to expend, to hold and delay this push coming in from CLG.
Yeah, as long as they play on that man advantage and actually trade effectively, this shouldn't be too difficult, but, well, we never know with Cloud9. Stewie, he's going to be waiting. Pop flash comes in. Tries to go for the pre-fire for the boost. I like it. Catches him out. It's going to be a trade from Shroud. Tries to spin around and actually hits the second shot as well. Not going to be able to get the third. It's down to autimatic, the man we've mentioned so many times. And he's versus Cutler. Coming in from behind. Just trying to bait out the time of the bomb. And of course, he clutches it out. again, we mention his name. He steps up, saves the AWP, and Cloud9, they get themselves a 4th round, but boy, was it close, and we know that there's a buy coming back.
If roles were reversed and we saw CLG in that, any player on CLG in that position that autimatic was in, you kind of count them out. But just seeing autimatic or Stewie or one of those clutch players on the side of Cloud9 in that position, you kind of have a little, feeling that it's going to go his way.
You've got to have faith.
Yeah, you always have a bit of faith in Cloud9. Oh, timing.
Played it really nicely. Ethan going to be up close. Throws out the smoke. It will actually be koosta, and Ethan gets away with one as well. It will be traded out, but it's still the man advantage over towards CLG. koosta versus Skadoodle, and he's going to win the duel. Looking for a little bit more, goes for the no-scope and gets caught. It will be back to a 3 versus 2. Stewie only with a Tech 9, and he's rotating back in to try and get that bomb. They've got to be careful from this CT position, though. Subroza, he's rotating in. Nades being thrown out all over the place, and, well, this could be the straight reset for Cloud9.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose this one out, although flash into CT spawn, it's Subroza is trying to take the bait. Stewie not going to fall for it. He could have potentially attempted wallbang here, but he's not going to commit to it for the time being. It's interesting because with the AWP, that's a really, really easy wallbangable spot. Regardless, Cloud9 just waiting the time. They're seeing if CLG are going to push. They have no force to put this bomb down.
Look at Cutler.
Yeah, they are not going to be aware of this. They still haven't checked it, and as time goes on, closer Cutler gets, but you can see Stewie's already holding it. This is what I like, though, because they don't have any pressure to put the bomb down, and once they do, we're going to see a fast push back into the site from CLG, but eventually...
Is the timing going to go their way?
Spray, not connecting, but this is it. Cutler pushing up from the ramp. Stewie's holding the wrong angle. He doesn't check it. Cutler gets the kill, and now it's all or nothing. The bomb is going to be down for him, but he has 3 players to deal with. So this is going to make things a little more difficult. Spots out Subroza, but now they know exactly where he is. A smoke going to go out on the bomb, and Subroza hits the headshot regardless. So there we go. CLG going to pick up their 9th round on the board, and it was so due to that Cutler flank to pretty much secure the round in the bag for the CLG side, because obviously Stewie wasn't going to be preoccupied with that angle, with having known players in CT as well.
He also had the smoke for the bomb as well, so pretty much made it impossible for nothing. There was nothing he could do. Not intended. And he did have a Molotov as well in case things went worse. So, yeah, great play coming out from Cutler towards the end. And now we look at the buy going into this round. Well, this is a little sketchy from Cloud9.
Second last of the half as well. The bomb plant going to allow them to invest, but the reason they're doing this obviously is because they want the 9-6 and they don't really want to bring it to a 10-5. Which would obviously be very, very likely if they fully code this one and then went for the buy in the upcoming one if they picked up that round. But still, it's a bit of a risky buy. So if they lose out on this one, they're really not going to have a whole lot for the next round, even if they get the bomb down here. But let's see how it works. Rush onto the site. Cutler's going to deny the first, although he gets overrun with players here. The pistol's working out, run and gun indeed, and nothing going to be finally able to secure the man advantage now for Cloud9 as a frag stop coming through. CLG coming back in for the rotation as koosta in CT, but you can see this position from Stewie. If he jumps on top of this box, it could be massive, but he'll be ready to trade if Skadoodle goes down. He won't. It's all on Subroza now. 1v3. The flash is still coming in. Cloud9 have 1 left to hold on, and nothing going to put that out as well. We'll hold Subroza back for a few more seconds. This is perfect. But CLG, I mean, they've got a lot of money. He doesn't need to technically save in this round. I guess he could, because it's going to be a difficult one to retake, but there's no exact pressure on him to do so.
Yeah, just going to fall back into this one. Of course, we talk about the moment that Cloud9, they're looking to try and get to 9-6. They succeeded with 5 at least. And we do know they do have a strong CT side. It's not like we're relying on them to get 9 rounds on the T side like they did previously. They could still just dominate the CT side, but it is looking much better. Similar sort of scenario, or start at least, for CLG. And it looked like it could have gone the same sort of way, but they managed to bounce back. They've got themselves to 9, and they definitely have a decent buy going into this final round.
Yeah, so it's not actually that bad considering the odds as well, and the fact that they actually picked up that round was pretty phenomenal as well, so some stuff you just can't account for. However, CLG, no AWP on them is going to mean that Cloud9 have a significant advantage in that front, but Subroza pushed up towards the B site. We have hazed and connector as well. Nothing too special here from CLG, but Cloud9 not expecting that first position. Stewie gets caught out. That's hazed to take the first kill. And Subroza, he may follow up, but he doesn't really need to peek in this position. He can just back off. They've got the man advantage. All they have to do is play this trade game, but if he gets caught out, that may just be the bane of CLG's round. As I think he starts to push up on these apartments with the support from Shroud, but the smoke going out from short there is going to deny them that push.
Oh, look at this.
Dirty.
Side by side. autimatic. It's almost as he has a 6th sense that there's somebody there, but now the smoke will fade.
He's disappeared.
Yeah, will actually fade away himself. Now they throw the deep smoke. Hazed, isolated. It should be a 1-for-1, but they don't expect him to be there. Even still, he's going to get 2, looking for a 3rd, and Shroud will finally trade. But, well, that 9-6 is looking a little bit further away, but Shroud, okay, hits a headshot onto Cutler. Skadoodle, the man with the HP, the man with the AWP as well, looking to try and catch Subroza as he fades away and misses the shot. That would have been the chance to get back into the round.
Yeah, not looking good at all now for Cloud9 as the time ticks away here. Shroud's very, very low, and he may just get into a confrontation here as koosta gets ready to go for this fight. They have a Molotov on Skadoodle to flush him out, but he's going to actually be spotted out there. Koosta sees both players. He can relay that to his team as well. So now the Molotov going in deep from Skadoodle, and koosta is going to be... Oh, no?
Surely it was spread.
Oh, no, he gets away with it. That's phenomenal. That's the time secured. The round's done for Cloud9. CLG should be able to pick this up. But as I say that way, what? 8 seconds left. They're going to get the bomb down. There's no push-up on short. They are going to be a bit too late on this. And actually, Cloud9 are in this to win it. They haven't thrown this one away, and they're still in.
Yeah, so very close. A little bit of luck going the way of CLG, but then the entry frag onto that B site makes things a little bit more interesting. A somewhat even scenario in terms of HP. Skadoodle on the AWP, and then we have Shroud, the man who has brought them a chance in this round. Ethan misses the shot, but manages to catch out Skadoodle and gets both as well. Cleans up the round, finishes things off. It will be a 10-5 half in favor of CLG, and now we get to see how Cloud9 perform when they're on the back foot.
It's funny, looking at Ethan there, is just about to grab that AWP to save it without realizing it was the last one. But funnily enough, the rounds actually switch. We expected Cloud9 to lose that force and then win the buy, and it went the other way around. They won the force and they lost the buy. But a nice clutch, oh not clutch, but a nice retake there from Ethan to finish that one off. A 10-5 is complete polar opposite though. That is the most interesting thing to see. So let's see if Cloud9 can bring this one back with a win. They do definitely want to get as many points as possible so they can obviously head to the LAN finals in the 9th to the 11th. And that is going to be in the US as well. So lots of fun stuff, a local event for them as well. And straight into this pistol round, bit of aggression for Stewie, as per usual, takes down hazed.
Yeah, wouldn't expect anything less. We saw him with the Deeg in the last pistol round finding the first frag, and he finds the first frag again, but this is going to be the B push. Both players over towards this short position, going to try and hold the cross. The bomb plant should be inevitable, and actually we're going to see koosta on the flank catching one out towards A site. I think they have spotted the bomb, so they should just continue to try and retake, but they do need to get rid of one. However, koosta goes down, and now this sort of, well, it puts them all into a corner. The 2 players on the site make it just one. It will be Ethan. He may have been able to do well in the last round, but this is a different position altogether. He's got 3 players to find. Maybe able to catch out Skadoodle, but misses the shots. Finally catches one out, but there's autimatic once again to finish off this round. Nothing has himself a kit. Now be nice, easy. Defuse, and, well, a good start from Cloud9 going into this one. Of course, bomb down. Not the worst case scenario. A little bit disappointed that koosta actually took the challenge over from short. If he was just able to rotate him from behind, even just the knowledge of him being there could have been the worst thing of all. But either way, round still goes to Cloud9, and they are looking to get straight back to a sort of 10-8 position on the CT side. Yeah,
that is going to be very, very possible as well. Obviously, the eco from CLG is going to be a bit of a cleanup, and you can see they bought SMGs appropriately. We've got 2 UMPs, a scout on Skadoodle, and a couple of rifles to play with. But Stewie wouldn't be Stewie if he wasn't pushing through a smoke. Rushing up ramp. Oh, that's great. He's caught them out, and now he knows they're committing to an A take with smokes.
Oh,
he runs out of ammo. The USP in hand, and hazed. The Glock burst is going to prove to be very, very useful. Nothing actually going to be able to get a refrag though, and now
koosta almost burns.
2 HP.
A dream.
And a UMP.
Yeah, and a UMP. It's not an MP9 though,
Nah,
so you know.
It's close second though.
Nothing. It's still going to go for the push. Of course, Stewie didn't really have a whole lot to lose, other than maybe a little bit of dignity when he runs out of ammo. Either way, nothing. Just going to be cleaning things up. And hazed, he has the bomb. Had the bomb, as he'll be finished off by Skadoodle. 10-7.
Bomb mechanics are hilarious. So you shoot someone with the bomb and it just goes flying in a completely random direction.
Well, I think the worst map is probably when it happens on something like Dust 2.
Yeah, and it's short and it drops into CT.
It's just like,
and
okay,
like, well,
round
GG, we've lost a round. Doesn't matter if we're in a 5v1. He's got the bomb, we're dead. That is the worst thing when you lose the bomb in C2 when you're pushing short. But, oh, look at this. This is a way to switch up the rounds. You don't see this very often on a buy with 2 players. Autimatic pushed up the first kill and the second from Subroza. Nice defense there, both of them. And Stewie, while he will refrag him, it's going to be a nice couple of kills to start off. That was 3 players pushing underpass.
Yeah, Stewie with the AWP in hand. Glass cannon as well, so clearly they decided that Skadoodle will keep his Scout. Of course, I suppose that makes sense if you don't have enough to actually buy the AWP. Otherwise, Skadoodle is going to be throwing out the Molotov now, only with a Scout in hand, but we've seen how this position can work out in the previous map. Nothing will, however, fall, and well, now it is just Skadoodle left. There is an AWP on the floor. If he can just run away with that, I think Cloud9 should be okay. Skadoodle, okay, maybe he has other ideas. Looking for a little bit more, gonna go for the wallbang. Really, they want to get this AWP out of his hands, but of course the T's, they don't have that much money either. Will be a nice little save. Koosta's position is probably the one that will catch him. Ethan, a little bit low on HP, but now he should get caught with a flank. Never mind, Cutler will fall as well. And Skadoodle, he's just looking to run away from this one. Done some damage on the exit, and will, in fact, just fall back into the B site.
Yeah, Cloud9 losing out on that round indeed, but still, CLG, they're not out the woods just yet. They've got 5 more to go if they want to pick up this map.
Wonder if they'll buy.
I mean, I want to have a look at their contract before I say anything for certain. Okay, Skadoodle.
Just the amount of damage that he's done. Actually, they have a few players that can buy back up. This was nice from Subroza. Of course, Stewie then finishes him off.
Oh, okay. It wasn't 3 in Thunderpass. Stewie was up in B-Apps. That was my fault. I didn't think there were 3, but I didn't know how he got the refrag so fast.
Yeah, they will buy back up. So enough money to get themselves an extra 3 rifles. I think that's a smart decision with the amount of damage that they were actually able to do into the last round. Skadoodle will keep the AWP, which he found on the corpse of Stewie, and Stewie will be forced down to a dig. And while this is the man you want with the AWP, starts things off, nothing to trade, almost gets caught out. hazed just going huge in this round, managing to find 2, leaves it down to a 4 versus 2, and well, maybe this falls from Cloud9 isn't working out.
Yeah, great stuff there from hazed. Massive kills, and instead of focusing on Skadoodle over in window, he just flicks back around and takes down that short player.
Well, he can't be, I don't think he could have been killed by Skadoodle, so very intelligent play to just use the little barrier to make sure he couldn't die from that angle, take the player down who could have killed him if he kept going for Skadoodle, and just basically play the angles game. Very smart stuff. Yeah, really good. And, you know, it shows the experience on some of these players as well. Even from CLG, they've had a rough spot. They haven't been too great as of recent, but at least they do show that they have these individual players that can really step up if needed. And they're definitely doing that as well on this map so far, looking like they're willing to take it. A 12 round is looking very, very, very likely at this point with a 2v4 and the bomb down. But not even that, the map as well, that's looking likely. Yeah, they're about to get what should be their 12th on the board. Doesn't look like there's going to be a challenge at all. Cloud9 gamble, but hazed, well, he's already got 2 kills. He's going to be looking for both players. He knows exactly where they are, and you can see the rest of the CLG players pushing in. hazed is going to grab another one, and now it's just Skadoodle left saving once again. Last man left alive, doing a lot of damage though every single time, but eventually there is hazed. Quad kill in the round. 2 first kills, 2 exit kills, and he's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Cloud9 now. Indeed. Here's a smart play. So he spots Skadoodle, he turns back around, takes down autimatic, and then he uses the barrier. Very, very clever indeed. Nice to see little stuff like that picked up on. He could have just committed. Your average player would have just committed to that player as he spotted him out over a window, but no, not him. But Cloud9, not a lot to work with here. Pistols up. That's going to be it here. Subroza is going to be on that SMG. This is going to be perfect. Because he didn't save that in the last round. He bought that.
Well, sometimes you have a little bit more money to work with. Or maybe it was a bit preemptive, I'm not too sure.
I don't know, that seems like a little bit much, but we'll see. Maybe he can make that star play, finds the first kill. It's only going to be a Mac 10, so not anything too costly just yet for the side of CLG. Nothing though in connector. hazed maybe able to spot him out. I think he just saw the head there. Why is he not going for the shot? Oh, it's so unfortunate. For those wondering, spectator smokes are different to client smoke, so we're seeing a different thing to him as well. Which makes it hard. So he might not just spotted out that head. Otherwise, surely he would have reacted, obviously. It's an annoying situation to be in. But regardless, CLG down a man. However, they're only against pistols, so they're not out just yet. Shroud, he's going to be a real pincer. Does get caught out by Ethan. Nice work there from CLG to bring it back in their favour. But Skadoodle again with the AWP. He's going big. He's found himself 2. Needs to find a 3rd to make it worth his while as his teammates are still on pistols, or maybe they're just dead. Nothing goes down. Skadoodle has to back off as a flash comes through, and CLG, they don't want to go anywhere near this AWP. They're heading the other side of the map, but Stewie... this is good. He catches out another player. That's an AK in his hand. And now they can actually commit to this retake of the B bomb site as CLG, they go and get this bomb down. Yeah, this leaves it into a 2 versus 2, and I'll be very surprised if Cloud9 aren't going to challenge this one. being able to save their economy a little bit earlier than what would have been expected. Skadoodle is going to look for a pick, though. That's probably going to be the main thing that they want to try and find. If they get a pick, then the round can easily turn onto his head. But here goes Skadoodle through the window. He's going to find the kill as well. And there's Stewie. Takes the head clean off. These two players win the round. And, well, I questioned that AWP by... Clearly, I was wrong. Yeah,
that's the thing. When you have one of these orbs, you can just rotate them around the map.
Well, he did. He started in, apps, then moved over, took a kill over towards Connector, ends up finding the last kill in window.
That's the thing. If you have all these pistols, you can play around the AWP, and that's why it's so interesting. That's why I love seeing AWPs saved and then brought up alongside pistols, because you can not only you can juggle that between players, especially in a team like this where almost everyone can AWP. Stewie can AWP. Obviously, we know that Skadoodle can AWP. Shroud can pick it up occasionally. They got such a versatile team, but if you just play around the AWP, that you just have potential to do crazy things like that. So Skadoodle almost single-handedly picking up the round, but obviously notes go to Stewie as well for getting a couple of kills. And Cloud9, they are going to pick up a very, very low investment one. And Skadoodle, once again, 2 kills in middle. It just seems like CLG aren't aware of what's going on here, and they're reaching full tilt mode.
Well, it looks like Skadoodle has also just stopped missing. First 2 kills of the round. We see the AWP of Koosta dropped. At least hazed will be able to retrieve that. Then the rifle of Cutler dropped, and Subroza will be able to retrieve that as well. So they are juggling weapons themselves, but this was a force buy, so now we have to wonder if they're going to be ecoing after this one, and Cloud9 can start stringing, but there goes Stewie. Maybe there's still an opportunity. autimatic will be there to trade in mid, and this leaves the push down to just one direction. They're going to have to push in from ramp.
Now CLG, flash is going out, they're getting onto the site here, but they've still got a lot of players to deal with. They can't commit to a bomb plant until they find themselves some kills. Spray through the smoke from Ethan, almost connects. He spots that player on top of the ticket booth, but still Shroud. Both kills there, he connects them. And Cloud9, they are going to pick up another round on the board, coming back into this one with a vengeance. CLG, they're down to these pistols. We're likely going to see double digits from Cloud9, and that's going to be quite scary considering CLG earlier were leading quite heavily, and we kind of just ruined it. Yeah, we kind of just went, this map's probably going to go to them, and now look.
Everybody had 2K, and then Cutler had 2050. Ruined it. It was going to be perfect. But we will see some P250s bought up for CLG. Money not in a good position, and timing. Stewie ready for this aggression. Definitely looking forward to seeing him on that secondary AWP. Something we haven't actually seen too much from Cloud9 just yet. Skadoodle will hit the leg shot, but they all go jumping past at once, and they're going to try and find him in mid. They actually grab Stewie instead. Now we look towards autimatic. He's normally very good in these sort of rounds against pistol players, but gets dinked down to 1 HP, but more importantly, falls back.
Yeah, safe play from him. No need to commit to a fight. Cutler's going to come in from the flank, and with the Glock, he makes it work. 2 dinks. Skadoodle gets found. Nothing will trade, but still, that's all weaponry dropped here for the Cloud9 side. We do have an AWP retrieved on Koosta, and that's the player you're going to want to see it picked up on CLG. Nothing denies that bomb part through the wall. Koosta attempts to refrag, but he has 3 players pushing in on his position, hounding him, not wanting him to do anything. Nothing peaks. Maybe you could argue that's a little too preemptive, but trying to catch up this armorless player. It's all on Koosta to find himself 2 more. autimatic's tagged up as well, meaning a pistol is going to be versatile in this position, but Koosta gets caught out, push up from Shroud, he takes a round, and Cloud9 10-12, but still up against pistols, they lose quite a lot.
Yeah, now we can see the buy come back up for CLG. Unfortunately, it won't have an AWP in hand. It will just be the flat AKs. MP9 for nothing is an interesting decision in a buy round, but maybe he can, well, make Hugo happy at least by finding a few SMG kills. Skadoodle, very aggressive start. hazed is ducked out, but it doesn't matter. The head is removed, and I'd like a stat of how many times Skadoodle has found the first pick on the CT side, because it's starting to get silly. Nothing will find one with the MP9, so Hugo's smiling in the corner. And, well, he trades it out, unfortunately, but either way, this is just looking like clean-up stuff at the moment. 2 final players isolated towards ramp. There's 4 players moving in on their position. And good luck, CLG.
It's almost like we're on an eco. So many solo plays from CLG and not a single trade just yet. I mean, you can't trade that because that's nothing. But in all the other engagements, they had so many solo players without any buddies there to take out the enemies after they fall. So that's a real issue we're seeing on the CLG side. And maybe they could work on that, obviously. But right now, Cloud9 are bringing it back from a deficit. And they are going to be almost equalizing this one. Likely bringing it up to 12-12 as well, considering CLG don't have a buy into this one. They have these pistols, 3 deagles, 2 P250s, and a flashbang. No armor, 2 flashbangs now. Set up towards this A site. It's just going to be a fast flash and push out onto the site. Maybe even a bomb commitment as well, if Cloud9 allow it. The positive side is obviously we have this mid control focused on nothing and the AWP as well. and only one player towards CT. That's Skadoodle. Got nothing. He's rotated back in. He's got the AK, he's got the spray, and he's got the aim. 2 kills, going in for a third, but hazed trades with a P250. However, autimatic is right there, back for his team. Subroza's pincered alone in the site, and a nice attempt for Stewie. Bit too big for his boots, but he attempts it. Does fall. This is where things get dicey though, because Subroza's secured Norp. However, autimatic's going to molly him down. And probably pat Stewie on the back like, mate, just chill out, yeah? No real need, no real need.
autimatic with 12,000 in the bank pre-buy. He is the king of Antica rounds, I feel. Yep. He nearly always seems to spray down 3, and it's not like he's frag hunting most of the time. It just seems to be the right place, right time whenever they come in his direction. Either way, we will have the buy coming back up on the CLG side or up onto Koosta, so a much better buy than what we saw in the previous couple of rounds. And we can see whether they can actually get themselves rolling again, or if Cloud9 are going to make a comeback, which looked pretty unlikely a few rounds ago.
Definitely so. This is a bit of a switch up indeed. And Stewie's going to get caught out there. Cutler smoke spray follows up onto autimatic. That's the headshot. Just repositions outside of that molly as well, so he doesn't even get burnt alive. He's down to 2 HP. And 1 by 1, what is happening? It's a complete polar opposite. His shroud is left alone, and CLG, they've completely wiped out the opposition while only losing Koosta in the process.
Yeah, the old dogs of CLG stepping up big in this round, bringing their team back to contention. Shroud, well, not much hope for him in this round. Can try and catch a couple of players out. Now, Ethan will fall. That's 1. Cutler's low. I think challenging this would be ballsy, but I wouldn't be overly surprised if he did.
No, especially not with Cutler dinked.
I think they've got a good amount of money as well. As said, I think there's like 8,900 still left onto autimatic, but with the AWP at his feet, I think it's a very good idea to just save that. It's a costly weapon. And yeah, hazed will spot him out.
Yeah, good stuff from him. 3 kills that round. And CLG picking it up. So they're not done just yet. At least it proves that they've not just been completely wiped off the face of the earth. They're still alive. They're still at their keyboards, and they're still trying to do their very best. So bringing it back in their favor. Despite them winning, I still feel like this is a Cloud9 map right now. The rounds have just been going so heavily in their favor. If we look at the scoreboard, how many they picked up this half, or maybe not.
I'm not going with maths this time.
No. I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to guess.
I'm looking at Cloud9. It is looking like a very good start to the round as well. They've done a hell of a lot of damage to Koosta and Ethan. Of course, Koosta with the AWP, we know that at any second he could have a crazy impact. But at the same time, it is a lot to ask. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. We are waiting for what would be a gather-up of these T players. At the moment, it is just a default. They're waiting to see if anybody's going to go aggressive. And considering how aggressive they've been so far, I'm not surprised by that at all.
No. But yeah, 7-3 is how many rounds. Cloud9 picked up 7 this half, and CLG. I forgot the half score. I wasn't that bad at maths, and obviously CLG ended 10-5. But going into the second half, or going into this 26th round, not second half because we're very late in, but we are going to see CLG edging their way out onto the A side. We've got Ethan pushed up, and this is great because Skadoodle actually hasn't spotted this, so he's going to be able to take down these jungle players, and they won't even be aware he's in that position. As long
I like it. They've surrounded him, but the other will fade. That's a little bit of bad luck.
Oh, no.
Actually, there goes that one player. Ethan pushing through. Subroza will fall at the same time. And, well, as one falls, the other compile together and fall all at once. It's down to just hazed versus 4. Stewie may be low, but he is in a horrible position at the moment. They know exactly where he is. Just going to keep bombarding him with nades. Although, I say keep, they've only got smokes and a couple of flashbangs left. And Shroud, he will finish things off. 13-13. CLG, they get 1. Now, well, their money.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard really quickly, if we can. If everyone's headsetted up. Apparently not, so we can't, but that's fine. Either way, that's a reset, basically. So for those unaware, CLG's loss, but there we go. CLG's loss bonus, as you can see, after 5 rounds in a row from Cloud9, is at 3,400. They lose a round, they get their loss bonus reset. They win a round, and they lose a round. Their loss bonus is reset back down to 1,400. So that's why they have so little money into this round. They have a bit saved from the previous ones, but other than that, they are just on $1,400 loss bonus. So now they have to go for this force, as it's getting so late into the game. They have basically no money to work with, and if they have to eco, they have to double eco, and that's where things get dangerous. So right now they're going for the force. If they lose it, they'll eco 1 and then they'll buy up. But at that point, Cloud9 are at 15, so it's very dicey as to whether they double eco or whether they eco the second one, or
they can't
force
double
it
eco.
No, whether they force both rounds, or they eco the next and allow Cloud9 to get 15, which is a safe option. But here we go. The force by pushing to B. They've got 4 players, 1 in middle as well. autimatic, though, got to be holding the first line. He takes down koosta, and that's going to be a good way to kick it off here for Cloud9.
Yeah, Shroud also, his position is just one where he just has to wait for them to push through, he will line them up and knock them down. 3 kills for Shroud. Cutler, the last man left alive, and he's on his last legs too. Well, looking like they tried to force the issue, and instead they've got destroyed.
Yep, 1900 for them after that round off and not getting anything from it. And you can see their money, as we said, is going to be back down to 2k here. Lovely stuff from Shroud in the previous round. I love that position. It's never ever checked as well, which is always great. And Cloud9, this is a difficult one. CLG, they have to relegate themselves back to pistols and allow Cloud9 to get 15, which is so demotivating in itself.
I do definitely agree with their decision to force, though, because even if they'd sort of saved, they would have had 1900 to get, what, 1 buy, then even it wouldn't have been much better, and they would have had to just flat eco anyway. So it's almost if we've just switched the round that they flat eco instead, and they had a chance to actually win it in the previous. Ethan is going to go boosted up. Of course, they have very, very little to play with, and not really expecting anything from this round at least. autimatic, well, that's the bomb, so that's pretty much the round done and dusted. They know exactly where the T's will be trying to get to now, although autimatic a little bit sketchy with his decision making. Maybe koosta can finish him off. A little bit of extra damage. Of course, in terms of money, Cloud9 should be absolutely fine. It's just about winning the round. There we go. Nothing will eventually spot out Ethan, and now it's just down to this P250 master in koosta.
Attempts a jump shot. Thing is, I don't even blame him for that. There was a good percentage of that hitting, but I doubt he's going to get anything out of this. A double peek in middle, Shroud takes him, and 15 rounds. And now we see the buy from CLG. It's not going to be the best buy in the world, but they've got enough to get everything they need apart from the AWP in play. The rifles and the nades, got to be absolutely fine. They can't even afford a glass cannon at this point. Again, very, very scary stuff for them. They can't afford to lose this because Cloud9 obviously 1 round off of a win, and that will be a 2-0 in this map as well. Considering the fact that Cloud9 got 5 rounds on their T side, and they've now come back to a 15-13. This has been a really, really good comeback here from
I'm not overly surprised. I'm just a little bit disappointed, I think. Stewie is going to take the angle onto short. They have gone close to connector. They've switched up their positions. It's going to be autimatic. Hits the first eventually, and he's got Stewie backing him up, but goes for the weapon. Gets a little bit greedy, and now it's nothing. Oh, they're going to check this position.
There's no way they're going to check it. They're going to push out onto the site. He spots out the first. Oh, I love this.
So
1, 2. There's the map. Cloud9 pick it up. 16-13. They 2-0 them in the series. And I think if maths is correct, they are going to be qualified now for the LAN finals over in December.
I think it was only ever skeptical if they lost. So with the win, I think that puts them up to 14, which I think, in fact, puts them joint top. It's whether or not the round difference goes the way or however it's done. I'm not going to ask that because that's down to the other guys. But either way, we are going to look a little bit at Skadoodle. No surprise for that matter. He had a very good showing. When they started their comeback, he was the man to definitely look towards. And we will... Yeah, and after this, we will look at the leaderboard as well, which is, of course, the most important thing overall. I think CLG are safe. I don't think there's any doubt of that. I think it's more just whether they were going to be able to actually just go on a crazy run and qualify. I think that's also somewhat out of the question now, just with the amount of rounds that they have. But looking at the sort of top 4, I think that we will have SK, Cloud9, Optic, and Immortals.
Yeah, that's looking likely. Obviously, we'll just double-check after this. But either way, I think after this, we're going to see Complexity and TSM relegated, which is quite scary for them, especially considering, I mean, Complexity less so. That's kind of expected out of these players, out of these teams. But TSM, really not a team that we'd expect to be relegated. Obviously, the loss of autimatic hitting them very, very hard, as unrecent as that kind of was. So maybe they can come back out of the dark with that next season, but it's not looking likely, at least for the time being. Either way, massive map for Skadoodle, massive map for Cloud9 and bringing it back from such a deficit. Qualification as well deserved as it is, obviously recently winning Pro League in Brazil, so we will kind of expect them to qualify for this up in the top 2 as well, alongside SK, which is obviously probably the best team in this event so far.
Yeah, I just want to point out, just while we're watching these clips, some of the rounds that they were able to win off the back of him, he was finding so many picks at the beginning of rounds. There was the round, of course, where they literally had 1 AWP in play, and he was able to do so much damage with a little bit of help from Stewie, who found a Mac 10 and then managed to grab an AK. Absolutely brilliant performance overall. But I do want to give props over to CLG. They managed to get themselves, 13 rounds. They were even in a position where they probably should have won the map, which considering this is Cloud9's best map, or has been for the last few months, it has to be said that to do that is impressive. They did take this map previously off of SK, but it does look like we can have a little bit of a look at the leaderboards and see how things currently stand, whether or not Cloud9, have they managed to take the top? Not quite. It looks like they may have... They're the same, but I think there's probably a reason they're not at the top. But what I want to look... round difference. Okay, yeah. What I want to look towards is I don't think it's actually possible, but... Okay, so you get 12 points. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is still possible for CLG to actually get themselves up into that position.
But at this point, it's guaranteed TSM and Complexity. They are both relegated. There's no one that can do worse. NRG's already third from bottom, but they haven't even played all their maps yet. CLG, 14. I mean, they could.
Well, I think that the thing is, if they play Optic and win, then they play NRG and win, then they have it. Obviously, if Optic beat them, it's done. And Immortals are just sort of, I think, waiting.
While it's possible, it's looking very unlikely. This is looking like the final standings, considering CLG and NRG are the only two teams left to play matches that aren't in the top 4, obviously. So, not 100% confirmed. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen, but this is looking like the top 4 that are going to be qualifying for the NA segment of ECS for the LAN finals. SK, Cloud9, Optic, and Immortals. We'll get confirmation on that when the matches are played later on in the week. But obviously, I think that's all from us tonight. We've had a lot of fun casting these NA matches, and I think we're going to have to say our departures here. This is going to be it for us for the time being. I'm sure the LAN finals will be a lot of fun. We aren't going to be involved ourselves, but either way, I'm sure we'll be watching from the sidelines, and I'm sure it'll be a great few days of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, no, it is definitely holding up, of course. Don't forget we do, or not we, but they have a lot of the EU side coming up, so it's definitely going to be very, very exciting. But of course, we do have the normal sort of duo, I suppose, of James and Dan coming back, and Vendetta adding in as well for the analysis side of things.
And that's going to be coming back tomorrow as well. Yeah. So everyone make sure you tune in for all those matches. It's going to be, I think, EU and NA, or maybe just EU.
You'll find out.
Yeah, Counter-Strike. Definitely Counter-Strike at the very least.
Either way, I think that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. That has been the NA side of ECS, and, well, we'll be back tomorrow to see a little bit more.